Hello, and welcome to the 56th episode of This is Difficult Gaming podcast. The show
Welcome. Sorry.
Welcome. Just had to do it. I don't think I'll ever be able to complete the introduction.
He's traumatized.
Our goal
Ever
is
again.
don't ever complete
The show where we talk about video games and other things, but mostly just video games. I'm your host, Paul. I'm here with my co-hosts, Josh and Colin.
I'm your host, Josh.
And yeah, we have
Hey,
a guest
Poppy.
with us this week. We have a guest named Zach, or another letdown, you might know him. He hangs out. So we're happy to have him this week, and we're going to talk about video games.
because of his because he knows about PAX, right? Is that why?
Well, that's part of the reason
I
we're
think I
having
was
him on
there.
this week. He went to PAX this week,
actually really
or last
interested in this,
weekend,
Zach.
and we're going to get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
How have you guys' weeks been? You guys been playing any games?
Oh, yes. I've been diving into Celeste this week.
I
and
watched your stream a little bit.
Woo, is it exciting? Probably one of the best games I've ever played, honestly. Yeah, we don't have to talk about it all at once, but if I can rave about this game real quick.
Let's do it. Let's hear it.
I was really hesitant at first because, it seemed kind of like, rehashing a retro game. And I was like, a lot of people are rehashing old school things, trying to make it a cool, new, relevant thing. But no, was I wrong? This game just perfects that old school genre in such an awesome way. I was really, really blown away in every way by this game. Perfect 10 out of 10. Hard to explain unless you actively play it, but it basically beats the knowledge into you, puzzle platforming in a way that you have to get good at the game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to perfect yourself. And it's just so awesome and rewarding. Definitely love that when games are like that, because it's not really kind of like that anymore, in my opinion.
I feel like the indie scene has been doing a really good job of that lately.
I agree, yeah.
So I agree with you that mainstream games, other than Sekiro, because Sekiro is definitely like that. I would say
Notoriously hard.
mainstream games don't really do much of that these days, but the indie scene has really taken on that mantle. And they also come out with just absolutely exceptional pixel art games like Celeste.
Yes.
So it's got that retro vibe. It looks gorgeous, and then it makes you learn how to play the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which old games say Contra, you're playing on the NES, you just start it and you're like, what do I do? Okay, go. And you just have to figure out how to survive every technical aspect of it. And games then developed out of that to where they're hand holding. They're like, press A to jump. Okay, cool. And you learn, you have training tutorial levels, all that stuff. And
Right.
games like this, especially Celeste, in my recent experience with gaming at least, does not do that. And it absolutely expects the most out of the gamer, which I respect a lot, because again, gaming just has kind of swayed from that into a lot of hand holding. So
I agree. That's awesome, man. Glad you're enjoying
yeah,
that.
definitely recommend everyone play it now.
Yeah. Colin, what about you? You been playing anything?
No.
What? We played Hat in Time last week.
Oh yeah, Hat in Time. That's
How
an
dare
incredible
you.
Game.
Tell them about the mods.
Oh yeah, the mods.
on.
Yeah, Hat in Time is
I
an
heard there's
incredible
some
game.
very cool mods.
Well, you can play.
You guys always stream that during the day. I never get to see that shit.
Yeah, we do it on
The only
purpose.
time
like-
we can. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
We do it
fair.
on purpose to avoid you.
Okay. All
I
right.
was playing this old retro game called Overlord. That's pretty fun. I don't know if you ever heard of that. It's like Pikmin but mature rated.
Yeah, it's like grown up Pikmin. Yeah, I've seen
that
it.
was my
Adam
first
used to
thought,
love that
yeah.
game. I've never
Yeah.
personally played it.
It's
But,
fun. Yeah,
Looks
it's
fun.
good.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Nice. You're sticking with that. Nice.
uh-huh.
Trying to, yeah. I just keep
Yeah.
playing Hat in Time with my friend now. So.
Oh, that friend's pretty cool. He knows all the banjo mods.
Yeah.
We're literally playing Banjo Kazooie levels in this game with
I know.
Zelda skins. It's amazing.
It's pretty cool.
That
yeah.
is kind of neat. That is
with
pretty neat.
Hat in Time. Yeah.
I played a lot of Mega Man Zero,
Ooh,
which is
Wow.
dope. We're gonna talk about that a little because Zach is also a Mega Man Zero fanatic.
nice.
So I was really happy to get into that game. Something that I totally forgot about that game was how unforgiving it is.
Oh, yeah.
So-
unforgiving.
Just to give you an example, and I totally forgot about this mechanic going in. So I literally I played it for a couple hours on stream, and I had to totally restart from an early save because I basically fucked myself over in the game unknowingly, right? So essentially, are you guys familiar with older Mega Man games?
yeah, more so than the newer ones, honestly.
If you game over, you start fresh with a new set of lives and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And you can go back and try and defeat the robot lords again, whatever. Continue with your life. In Mega Man Zero, if you fail a mission, that mission's gone. It's gone. You can never access that mission again. And so what ends up happening is if you fail basically all the basic missions leading up to the end of the game, it just puts you in the end game.
What the fuck?
So all of a sudden, like the hideouts attacked, blah blah blah. You have to go into Neo Arcadia and try and defeat X, and like you just have to go like right there. And so that happened to me on stream because I totally forgot about that mechanic. I'm like, it's fine. We game overed. We continue from where we're at. It's all good. And then I went to like pick a mission. And I'm like, guys, the missions are gone. Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, so I'm wondering if the speedrun strat for that is just kill yourself constantly until you're literally at the end boss.
One of them is.
Damn, that's sick.
Yeah.
Trying to beat X that way is next to impossible.
Dude, X is so hard.
basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, most of the most logical strategies are just power up your like use your cyber elves to power yourself up and get ready for X. And no, I've seen speedrunners do it without it. And it's like
another thing about it though that's really interesting is the game punishes you for using power-ups. So it's not like super punishing, but like if you're the type of person who cares about your score at the end of a level, then you like the more cyber elves you use, the more points it deducts from your score at the end of a level, right?
Wow.
So, like, the cyber elves are what power up your character in the game. It's kind of got an RPG mechanic in that way. And the more of them you use, you'll end up getting, like, an F tier score after every level if you've used really, like, 3 cyber elves, and you need a lot more than that to
it does the same thing
easily beat the game.
It does the same thing when you take damage. Like if you pick up health power-ups that drop. So like I'm running through the game. I haven't used an elf yet, but I'm on C rank because I keep like taking damage.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is brutal as hell.
It's pretty hard. Like the game, it's really cool because it's set up in such a way that it can be very friendly to the player as far as like it's a hard game, but it gives you all these mechanics to make you succeed. But conversely, it punishes you for using those mechanics. So like it's built for both like the hardcore, like I want to go in and do this like with perfection, or like the more casual gamer that wants to be able to get all the power-ups and just get through the game and experience the story.
That sounds crazy.
So it's really awesome.
This time I've been playing around with for the Switch version they added like quick save points, which is what I do when I'm playing on emulation anyway because I just really want the story. And I personally think it makes things flow a lot better because I don't just sit there and get frustrated bashing my head against the wall. Like I've beaten these games a dozen times each. I know how to beat them, but it's so much more fun to just get the plot quick.
Yeah. They're awesome games. And the value is amazing too. So when you buy the game, you get what is the game costs what, like 30 or 40 bucks? $30. It comes with how many 6 games in total?
All 4 of these plus I don't have
2 more games,
my
DS
near me, but it's the 2 DS games as well.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's sick.
And they're all like fully flushed out like Mega Man games. Like they're full on Mega Man games. They're not like some cheap like handheld version of a Mega Man game,
Yeah, no, they're really, really well done.
That's amazing. Make me want to play
really
Mega
cool.
Man.
I wish I was Mega Man player, because then I'd be like, yes.
Yes, I love that. I was more like I played a little bit of Mega Man when I was young, and then I found out about like Super Metroid and stuff like that, and I became more of a Metroid fan. I was more like focused on one type of game in each genre back then. Now I have a wider spread, so I wouldn't mind getting back into them.
Yeah.
But
man, these are my favorite Mega Man games ever, and so like the value of it is incredible. Like absolutely loving it. I'm almost I'm actually on the final boss. I didn't have time to finish my playthrough the other day. I probably could have, but I didn't want to sit there and bang my head against the wall trying to beat X because the final boss is freaking hard. So, But yeah, so I'm gonna grind out one more Cyber Elf before I finish it. But yeah. That's another cool thing is all of the weapons that you acquire in the game, different from like earlier Mega Man games where you just beat a boss and they give you a weapon. In this, that's not the case. You acquire a couple different weapons across the course of the game, and you can level those weapons up to get new abilities on them, and then apply a different element to those weapons
Very
to do
RPG-like.
different damage. Yeah, it's very cool.
It also
Nice.
punishes you for using the wrong chip against a boss, though.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Some bosses, like you
They
hit
don't
it
take
with a fully
damage.
charged saber,
Yeah.
and they take absolutely nothing.
no damage at all. Yeah,
Oh, wow. That sounds
Yeah.
brutal as fuck. And then you wasted your elves upgrading the wrong thing or whatever.
Uh-huh.
yeah. It's crazy. It's fantastic. I love it.
It's-
So I'm
Sounds
super
amazing.
happy about it.
Oh, you should definitely play Celeste then if you like that kind of masochism. Oh, my God. Just like that.
yeah. 02 is my full stop all time favorite game.
Yeah, I love 02. That's my favorite of the series for sure.
Nice.
So I'm gonna play that
Oh,
next.
I know which one to play now.
Yep.
I would recommend playing all of them because they're all great.
Oh, yeah.
But
The story is phenomenal.
yeah, the story's really good compared to pretty much every other Mega Man game. It's a lot more in depth. It takes place 100 years after the Mega Man X series.
So it's,
So.
I believe 20. It's either 21 or 22 XX.
Right, something like
I
that.
always kind of pictured Mega Man as like, no offense to this, but like similar to Sonic in the way that I had a very thinly veiled storyline. And I guess they're kind of gotten better with that, like most
Yeah.
games. But
No, I agree with you on that.
that's kind of how I was like, okay, it kind of feels like pretty thinly veiled, but I get the
Yeah,
I grasp what's
Wily
going
is
on.
very fucking what's his name, Robotnik esque.
very robotic.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah.
Well, I
I
mean,
get
he
that.
also he is responsible for building Zero in the first place, and then
Oh,
Zero was infected with a virus and rebelled against him.
Right.
Damn.
Blendex and the Freedom Fighters.
Yep. It's pretty dope. It's good
Well,
stuff.
spoiler. No, I'm just
Good
kidding.
stuff. Well, that's all
That's
from the
all
X
told,
series,
like,
and it's like
yes,
20
that's
years
all.
old story.
Oh,
So if you
yeah,
don't know it, then
Yeah, I'm
I'm
dead
sorry.
inside now.
Bruce
Yeah.
Willis is a ghost.
Ah, what?
Whoa.
God damn it. Oh, Han
I was about
Solo
to watch
dies.
that.
I was just turning it on. Fuck.
Han Solo kills Dumbledore.
Damn. That one's
That's
true.
true.
So that's hilarious. So Zach, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then also tell us about your experience at PAX this past week.
Yeah,
Yes.
So hi, I'm Zach.
Hi,
I
Zach.
go by Another Letdown on Twitch. I stream whatever strikes my fancy, really. Lately, it's been Hollow Knight. On
Oh, I
Thursday
love
nights.
that.
It's
Yes.
beautiful. I'm so happy with it. Like it's the first game I've ever played that like I can just turn on, listen to the music, and get relaxed.
Yup. It's
Yeah.
so good.
It's so
Yeah. It's
beautiful.
absolutely completely immersive.
Yeah. I know that I don't. Well, I don't think that I will finish it completely on stream because
There's
I have
5 endings
ADD
and it goes up
yeah.
to
I
350
feel that way
hours.
about the
It's
5
insane.
minutes that I've played of Ori as well.
Yeah.
Ori, I felt like that at first, but then I got like more than halfway and I was like, honestly, the gameplay is just not as good as Hollow Knight because I literally played
Really?
them back to back. Yeah, and so I was
Really?
like, this doesn't feel like a strong enough gameplay wise to finish. I never even finished it because
The new one looks so gorgeous. Really, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to.
Hollow Knight is the ultimate Metroidvania game in my opinion.
Oh, it's
Even
so
better
Really?
than
good.
Super Metroid, and that's saying a
What?
lot.
Get out of fucking
That's
Dodge,
saying a
dude.
lot.
He might be right, Paul.
That's the thing.
Like,
I know it's crazy.
like I've been playing Super Metroid.
That
a
hurts
lot
me a
lately,
little bit.
too.
Better
That's the
than
thing, I have Super Metroid right here in cartridge form, and I love the shit out of it.
what
but-
about Metroid Fusion?
That's pretty goddamn good too.
I love
don't
that
know,
game
dude.
so much.
You have to play Hollow Knight.
I'll
man.
play it. It sounds amazing. It's
It's really,
extraordinarily
beautiful.
deep, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty much dominating my stream lately because
Nice.
it is so relaxing, and I can just like I can have a really stressful. I stream on Thursdays, which is not quite the end of the week, and I'm a teacher, so stress, right?
right.
Yeah.
And
Do
I
any of
can
your
just
students
clock
ever
it.
watch you? Curious.
That is why everything that you hear me say is very PG
Okay.
and somewhat self-censored. Yes, sometimes my students do watch me. They won't watch me here because I don't like push that out. But
Say fuck.
Right. Say it. I want to hear it.
I'm just kidding.
Paul's been trying to get me to say fuck for a long time.
You said fuck.
Ah!
Ah, we got him. It's
Dude,
like,
I wish we had like a air horn effect.
Hey, your whole
that-
classroom.
Brr.
Your classroom just comes behind a curtain. Why, teacher?
Yeah, just
Why?
pull
We
aside the
loved
green
you.
screen.
My
Like,
dad beat me because he said fuck. sorry. That was way too dark.
It got really dark.
wow.
Is that true?
Jesus.
Why are you guys laughing?
Okay.
Okay. But the reason that I mean, other than the fact that I'm a giant Mega Man Zero dork,
Yes.
is Paul and I were talking about the fact that I always go to PAX East with his brother's company, with
Mm.
Adam's company.
That's how you went. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I've been demoing games with them for 6 years, something like that now.
Nice.
And it's been great. I absolutely love that. But my time at PAX was really different this year. Aside from the fact that my role with Greater Than Games is rather like I'm in their booth the whole time I'm there, barring like 15 minutes here or there when I take a quote unquote lunch break. And now Colin has clouds behind him.
Yeah, where'd the palette go?
What?
That's funny.
Anyway, so this year especially, I was incredibly averse or like not willing to touch controllers
Yeah.
because germs.
Yeah.
We had
Delicious germs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking about doing is licking as many doorknobs as I possibly can so I can get
That'd be good.
2 weeks off work
We have a joke at the
so that I
school,
can play
if
the
you ever-
new Destiny expansion or the new season that comes out this next week.
What's
Drink.
Destiny?
We have a joke at the school. If you ever want 2 weeks paid time off, just go down to the kindergarten and lick a toy.
Damn.
Right.
Oh God.
That's
Please don't do
crazy.
that. It's
Delicious.
gross.
No, don't do
that's
that.
Yuck. But we had a vat of hand
Children are
sanitizer on
gross.
our table that said people are gross. The line for the washrooms, like the line to get to the sink, was longer than the line to get to the urinals.
Damn.
People,
crazy.
people catching the virus in line.
There was a self-serve like soda fountain machine that you spend $35 and you get the cup and it's free refills all weekend.
Oh,
And one of our people was like, okay, so if we don't get COVID-19, we're gonna get diabetes then,
Yo.
good old diabetes.
right?
$35 soda.
30, yeah. But like really nice like metal mug
Ooh.
and free refills all weekend. It's
Hey.
paid for
Good.
itself in a day.
Yeah, considering a soda's normally like $8. when
Yeah,
you go
no
to
kidding.
Expense, yeah.
And they said we can
Pretty
take
good
it to
deal.
Gen Con with us. We can take it to PAX Unplugged with us. Like any show they're at, it's free
Sweet.
refills.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great way to spread coronavirus.
Oh yeah, coronavirus, diabetes, and everything else, everything in
There you
between.
go.
PAX Pox.
So-
So PAX for me this year was very much just like wandering around and watching other people play.
Nice.
Which
Well, or not nice.
that's fine by me. I'd much rather watch someone else embarrass themselves in a game than do it myself and get frustrated with it.
Yeah.
Right.
But also I learn a lot more and I can spend a lot more time on the show floor looking at games when I can stand in one place and look around at 5 different things all at the same time.
Right.
Nice.
Standing out to me as a Mega Man Zero fan, 30XX is coming out.
So excited about that.
I cannot wait for that.
Have you
game.
guys
I
played
haven't-
20XX?
No. Are you talking to all of
I'm
us?
talking to all of you.
It's
So-
like,
Talking about Mega
no.
Man? How many Mega Man games are there?
So it's not Zach. Tell them what 20XX
That's
is.
why I was like, is
right?
there a 21?
Yeah.
Is there a 22? Is there a 23? No, it just goes 2030.
It's 20, and then X and Zero are 21, maybe 22XX, and then 30XX takes place after all of it.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Kinda like
30XX or
iPhones.
20XX is an indie roguelike that it builds its own levels, and it's a cooperative Mega Man
Yeah,
X experience.
Oh.
it's
Um,
really
Back
cool.
orgies?
It's really fun.
Really hard.
It's
Really
so
hard.
freaking hard.
Adam and I have
Yes.
played it a couple of times, and
Yeah.
it's oh my god. But 30XX introduces there in 20XX there was a Zero like character, so he had a shield and a sword and whatever.
Yeah,
That I was like, why isn't this character playable? Like, I guess they are slightly
you could play him in 20XX.
okay.
Yeah.
So I haven't played enough of it to know, but like 30XX is showing off like that is the featured character.
That's
Here.
awesome.
And they had a really neat idea where they were in the indie mega booth, so there's not a lot of television space. So they took a pocket projector, like a neat projector or something like that, and aimed it at the ceiling, so you could see whoever was playing from anywhere in the hall.
That's tight as hell.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
It was.
That's
I mean,
sick.
their display just with that projector rivaled some of the biggest ones.
Damn,
Nice,
And
that
they
was
were
clever.
definitely the standout.
that's
in
clever.
the alley.
Yeah.
Other indie games that I was really excited about. There's a game called Elsie, which is it's very similar indie roguelike. That I don't have too much information on. It's still in very early alpha, but the art looks really good. It's another platformer. A little more like a Contra feel
Now
for
you're
the health bars
speaking
and stuff.
more of a bullet
Nice,
hell.
Mhm.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Looks solid. Again,
Oh,
it had the fantasy feel, so it's like a mixture of a whole bunch of different stuff.
Nice.
But very, very. I got a slightly Contra vibe from it.
Mm.
Evergate is another Hollow Knight like art platformer.
My God.
Metroidvania.
You use like this light gun driven by your an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller to sort of hop around and manipulate objects in the scene. The more light you power into something, the more it changes. Which
Very
is
interesting.
Sounds very complex. Yeah.
It's very complex. Again, very beautiful. The music is so relaxing, so gorgeous. Uses a lot of the same color schemes as Hollow Knight. So I was really excited about that. And then there's Hindsight 2020, as one of my friends pointed out to me, is like a Fire Emblem style sort of RPG, but it's a morality play. So you get the morality system from like a Mass Effect or something like that, guiding your decisions and stuff.
Like a Fable type.
Very sort
Okay.
of Fable, but it's very cartoony. And I was like, that's rad. It's like
That's awesome.
It's even more cartoony, I would say, than Shovel Knight.
Oh
Interesting.
shit.
That's another
I wanna
game
play
that I
that,
haven't
yeah.
played that I hear is goddamn
Same
amazing.
here. Yeah.
It was a Kickstarter, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah. And then it got placed on the Switch.
I know
and
Chamali's a big
Steam, I wanna
Hollow
say.
Knight fan. I'm gonna eat this piece of corn while
Or
you're talking.
you mean Shovel Knight? We're talking about Shovel Knight or Hollow Knight?
Oh,
Shovel Knight.
I was thinking Shovel Knight.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you say Shovel Knight?
Maybe I just fucked
Wait.
everything up, guys.
It's Shovel Knight, right?
Don't listen to me. I'm gonna
You
get
said
corn.
you said
Yep.
Shovel Knight. Yeah.
Yep.
He's
Shovel Knight,
just
Shovel
eating a piece of corn. It does look
True.
really good. I bet it's really sweet.
It is. Yeah.
Tell us.
Oh,
Shovel
yeah.
Knight actually, incidentally, has a question mark sequel. It's like a Bejeweled type game.
Is it Pickaxe
like a
Night?
Candy Crush. And I was like,
I saw that.
This
That looks
is not
weird.
interesting to me at all, but fine.
That does not sound. That sounds like when Tingle had his own game, and it was like, yep,
Yeah, pretty much.
Rosy
Um,
Poop Land.
So those are the ones that I spent like a lot of time really looking at carefully. Other than basically anything on a show floor like this that's AAA, I just yep, cool, great, don't care, because
Yeah.
I already know what AAA games I'm buying.
Exactly. Yeah, they're already
Um,
laid out. Yeah.
Yeah, so Final Fantasy VII remake, yeah, great, cool, I already know.
I'm actually
Baldur's Gate 3,
I'm actually pretty hesitant on. I love Final Fantasy original. The controls are so vastly different that I'm like, is this even the same game anymore?
that's the one question mark I have, and I don't
Yeah.
have a PlayStation, so I'll borrow it from someone. Or,
I've
you
heard
know,
nothing but
Yeah.
good things about.
Well, there's
the,
a demo.
Yeah,
Yeah, Yep.
Yeah.
and I've heard it's goddamn amazing. Just
All right, I need to get it.
as an aside. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
I will still
get.
get. I will still get that. Yeah.
no.
Other than that, like Baldur's Gate 3, yeah, great fun.
That looks good. Yeah.
Yeah. it
Did
does,
you
it
guys
does.
see the live stream that they did?
Of
No.
what?
It was
Baldur's
great.
Gate?
Baldur's Gate 3.
Ooh.
So that game looks so freaking punishing. It's not even funny. The developer went into the scenario that they had. They only had one build and they couldn't even like create save points in the build.
Oh fuck.
So like when he got into a battle, that was always the battle that he was going to get in, and like he gets just trucked by the enemies. It's the first battle in the game. And like it was so
Shit.
awesome. Like it was such a good demo because it really accentuated what fans of the game are actually into when it comes to the Baldur's Gate games. You know, it's just that unforgiving, like you have to really mind your P's and Q's. And then another cool thing that you could do was throw your shoes at enemies to hurt them, which was cool.
Because you should be able to do that.
You should be
That's
able
the
to.
thing. The game is more like a D&D aware type these days.
Yes, very much, very
Which I
much.
think is great because, like, yeah, you have shoes, you should be able to fucking use them as a weapon just
Right.
because you can.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Awesome.
The biggest draw at the show was probably Animal Crossing, which
Boo.
like Paul, I was just like, this game is stupid. I don't want to have anything to do with it.
Animal Crossing, you mean HOA simulator? Like,
It's like have a child. It's the same thing.
Yeah. It's
or work in a school even.
Yeah.
It's a
or
bunch of
join a
ungrateful
homeowners
little-
association.
My thing about Animal Crossing, it's like a really awesome concept that one game can accomplish. And now there are 4 games, maybe 5. I don't know how many.
Pocket Camp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't even know about that one. In the 5 games in the entire series,
that's the
it should have
mobile
just
one, right?
been one game. Because
Yeah.
like I didn't want to leave my first town, and then I had no interest in ever playing a sequel after the first game because I was like, "What the hell? You're gonna make me restart every time a new game comes out?" I didn't think it was gonna be like that. So
Right.
to me, I'm glad people are excited about it because I will support the franchise and do love my memories of it. But it in no way seems like a continuing franchise to me. Yeah.
Right. And I was just like, great. They brought the costumes, the Mickey Mouse style costumes. And I was like,
awesome.
okay, that's cute. That's adorable. They had a really cool thing with projectors. So they had like the water moving. Like you look.
I heard the
and-
booth was amazing. Yeah,
The
I heard
booth
the
was
booth was
rad.
really cool.
But I was like, other than that, I couldn't care less. Same with Doom Eternal. It's like it's another Doom. Okay, whatever, fine.
That game
being
does
said,
look
it will
sick, though.
Probably be
Sick.
badass.
Sure.
The best
Yeah.
13 hours of my life.
Dude, I heard. Yeah, I
It's
heard
not gonna
that.
be
I
like
haven't
it.
played 2016,
What?
but I hear it's goddamn
Oh.
amazing. And Doom Eternal looks freaking good, like so good. I need to play
Yeah.
both of those.
Oh my
real
god!
bad.
If the first one is any indicator, you need to play it. First of all, the first one is just such an adrenaline rush. Like I literally had to just pause before, like just every now and then, every 20 minutes, just in giant melees, just because it's so fucking intense.
Dude, just the music gets me so pumped. My
Yeah,
blood
it's
is
like-
fucking moving. Yeah,
it's the soundtrack is
It's
obese.
that crazy
It's amazing.
death
Yeah.
metal. It's insane. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
absolutely
it's-
doesn't let you take a breath. It's fantastic.
But again, like it's a game that I know I'll buy.
Exactly. It's
that-
a game
that
that
was
you
no
don't
waste
need
time.
to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when a
Um,
Zelda game is announced, you're like, sure, give it to me. Fuck
I have
yeah.
corn in my
Yeah.
teeth.
What'd you
there's
say,
another-
Colin?
I didn't say anything.
I said I have corn in my teeth.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. I have corn in my poop.
couple
Hey,
other
I will
highlights.
tomorrow.
Nice.
Couple
Zach's like, what the fuck?
Who are these
Welcome.
Well, I'm trying to like.
Welcome to this crap. Just kidding.
So Headspace Shipbreaker was like a dismantle ships. It's like almost a Firefly like salvage mission sort of thing.
That sounds great.
They made a whole
Firefly.
game
It's
of
really
that?
interesting. Yeah, sort of.
So
but,
do you
like, it's-
dismantle ships and build other ones, or?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
You're like a
I really
pirate?
wanted to try some time. Yeah. You're a pirate.
Okay, nice.
I'm
That's
into
great.
that. I'm kind of into
But it
that.
also
I like
it's like
pirates.
it feels a
Space
little bit-
pirates in particular.
pirates.
That's the real.
Space butt
Oh
pirates.
Yeah.
It felt a little Sunset Overdrive to me.
Ooh.
Oh,
which I
interesting.
love.
I hear that game's good. I've
Those are
never played
I
it.
graphics.
actually loved
Aesthetic.
that. Yeah.
Just a little bit of that. Harmonix has a game called Fuser, which I didn't think I could ever get interested in another Harmonix game, but it's a mashup making game.
Mm.
Someone had mashed the one that stood out, and like every reporter ever is talking about it. Someone mashed up Lady Gaga and Smash Mouth.
Oh my god.
And it was
Wow.
rad.
Dude, Adam used to make
Sounds
the best
amazing.
mashups just like in his head. It was so awesome. Like if you're ever hanging out with Adam, ask him about his mashups. He does like really cool like
You'd be like,
Uh,
do tequila.
yeah, no, just ask him about it sometime. Maybe he'll do it for you.
Nice.
He makes like just invents like these crazy weird mashups in his head, and it's awesome.
Relevant
It's
to
like
Colin
DMX and shit.
Josh,
Yes.
Garden Story looked really rad. It's sort of a mashup of Zelda and Stardew Valley.
That's cool.
Wait, so it's like a medieval style open world craft-em-all type? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty rad.
Kind of like
I
like
was
a
a little
little
disappointed.
more like Zelda-y Rune Factory.
I think so. That's the vibe I got from it.
Oh, wow.
Again, I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time on any of these, but it looks really dope, and that was like what a lot of news outlets are comparing it to.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. Definitely keep my eye on that.
I was walking by one booth that had a giant like sculpture of a dragon out front, and I'm like, that looks really familiar. Yep, it's Magic the Gathering. Clearly, WotC needs money.
Bolas. I mean, I don't
no,
know.
it's not Bolas, unfortunately.
Another
It's just
dragon?
some random dirtbag dragon.
Ah, fucker.
For
Dirtbag dragons.
Magic Legends, it is very clear to me that
do
WotC
something
needs
really gross.
cash because they've made a Diablo ripoff.
I was honestly gonna
go.
ask your opinion. I was literally gonna say, is it just like a Diablo with like
It's
Planeswalker skins and whatnot?
Exactly that.
Damn it.
And I'm really disappointed. And it's
Yeah.
very clear to me that WotC is, and this comes from my experience at the store level too. Is like Magic sales have tanked.
Yeah.
And
Really?
WotC
They're losing
oh, yeah.
touch with their
They seem really
player base,
anti-consumer
honestly.
recently. From
Yeah,
I don't
they're
follow
really
Magic
short, too.
at all, but like from what I've heard about what goes on at like conventions and tournaments and stuff like that, they're really they're just making really bizarre choices that are like very
Yup.
anti-consumer. Yeah.
They're making as many products as possible to just get a broad viewer base, but are not focusing on what literally their true diehard fans were actually interested in the first place. So
Right.
like, I can't count how many products come out each year now. And I'm just like, I don't care about any of this now because you're overwhelming me with shit I don't even like, that doesn't even cater to me. So I'm like,
Right.
do whatever you want, Wizards.
The only
Interesting.
way that I play Magic anymore is silver bordered.
Yeah, Silverboard is fun. I do play Commander still and Arena a little bit with my buddies, but
Mhm.
I won't ever play like alone really anymore. It's not like it's very toxified now. It's
Oh yeah. There's a lot of jerks who play that game, and that's
Yes.
why I don't play. I used to grind tournaments
Those
pretty
bastards
hardcore.
playing
actually,
blue.
and like I hated what I had become.
Stop playing
Yikes.
counter spells. No, I'm just kidding. I hated what I
so
had
that
become.
was Magic Legends was a huge disappointment. Speaking of disappointments, there's a game called Curse of the Dead Gods that looked really good, and then I realized it wasn't H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh,
It's like
no.
weird, like Egyptian stuff. And I'm like,
The wrong
you missed
gods.
an opportunity here, guys.
Wrong gods.
Yeah, I mean, Call of Cthulhu was a great game. Let's get the next, iteration on that.
Yeah.
It's
maybe
Goodbye to
update the
Cthulhu.
graphics
HC
into this century.
Dovecraft.
What?
Nothing.
He was making a pun.
I
Okay.
was just being stupid.
There's a game called
ignore him.
Pathless.
Ignore
There's a game called Pathless that they only had a video that I could see, but it looked kind of like Mulan the game. It was super dope. And Mushu was like this this peregrine falcon thing, or the Mushu like character
Yeah.
that you could send to do stuff for you.
Sounds great.
It was super. It looked really, really pretty. So I'm looking forward to seeing more from that. And then the big I should mention this real quick. Streets of Rage 4
Yo.
looked dope.
Streets of Rage 1 through 3? Question mark.
I miss those games. Those
I
are
didn't
good.
even.
Yeah.
I didn't ever play
You've
them.
never played those? They're old Sega
No.
Genesis
Yeah.
brawlers.
Oh, that's why,
Yeah,
I
they're
think,
really
probably.
good. In
Yeah.
fact, like they're probably, other than the Ninja Turtles games, they're probably my favorite brawlers.
Mm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then the weird, like, standout one that shocked everybody. We saw it on day 0 when we were setting things up, and my buddy Alex goes, "I really want to see where this goes because I'm really interested." In the wake of things like Untitled Goose Game,
Mm.
there's now a game called Maneater where it's a shark simulator.
Wow, you're just a
That's
shark eating
that's
fish.
been
Shark
around
eating
for a
people.
minute. Yeah, it's a shark RPG. It's a shark
Oh,
man-eating
Sharpie.
They didn't they reveal that at E3 last year?
Yeah, that's been around for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
It's
Really?
We just kind of didn't expect it to be as awesome as it looked.
Yeah, it
Really?
looks
Came
really
back with
cool.
this
It developed
stupid
further, I
foam
guess.
Shark fin on his head. I'm like, "What is on your head?" And he goes, "Dude, Maneater. I'm gonna be a shark." And I'm like,
Damn.
I hate
"Okay."
sharks. I'm terrified of sharks.
Better than Goose Game,
I've got
you
a
think?
totally rational fear of sharks.
Will it be better than Untitled, you think?
I can't see how you would put those two games anywhere close to the same genre.
Well, just
Humor.
I mean, just in that it's something you wouldn't expect to.
Sure, okay, yeah.
to control.
Okay, that
No.
makes sense.
Uh,
What is that genre called? Like, actually,
What?
like what is an Untitled Goose Game type game genre? Actually,
there's
It's a
word for it.
puzzle game, isn't it? Is this a puzzle game?
Is it?
but it's not like a strict puzzle.
I would put it in the same vein as like Goat Simulator, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we call it a simulator. We could call it
Yeah.
like a puzzle simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're literally a goose. Like,
Right.
there's no like story. You're just a goose.
Just goose doing goose shit.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
I
it
do.
was-
Pretty great. I love how that blew up as a meme.
it did.
Like,
But also,
massive
like,
meme
people really,
explosion.
really dug it.
Yeah, it's actually
a fun
like,
game. It's pretty fun
Yeah.
game apparently.
Yeah.
So, oh.
So that was PAX. I mean, in a nutshell.
That's crazy.
It was. It
Sounds
wasn't
like
big
you had a
this year.
blast, though.
It was a
Sounds
really good
fun.
time. You know what's really nice about having the exhibitor badge is we get in like 2 hours before everybody else does.
Right.
Nothing's set up, but we can still get a really good feel of what's going down. The one thing I really wanted to see this year and didn't get a good chance to, Into Creates, the people who originally designed Mega Man Zero, had a whole bunch of other Zero-like games.
Really?
Paul, that you and I should look into at some point.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
dirt
very
cheap.
interested.
I think they're entirely in Japanese, but they're still like
Bastards.
understandable enough. But they
Understandable
look
enough.
beautiful.
On that note, have you noticed that the Japanese version of Mega Man Zero is so much better than the English version? Such a bummer. Such a
That
bummer.
happens a lot. Yeah.
So there's actual like blood in the games in the Japanese
What?
versions. And what's cool is in the collection you can switch it to the Japanese version. So if you know all the
Yeah.
menus and stuff, you'll be good. Or if you speak Japanese, I speak a little, but not really enough to get through a game like that.
Go right now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there you go. I said no in
What?
Japanese,
He's fucking
so fuck
fluent.
you. All right.
He's doing.
So anyhow, it's cool. Like it's just more. It's more of an adult game, you know. Like
Yeah.
it feels more like the English version is a little more cartoony, whereas the Japanese version is a little more mature. Like you've got the blood gushes when you slice an enemy in half, and like
That's
it's
sick.
very cool.
Well, I mean, I even just noticing, you know, the Switch version. I don't know how.
I wish they-
rated teen,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and the old cartridges, if you can see that. are
Yeah.
rated
It's
E.
E. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think that's because of the discrepancy between the U.S. and Japan releases. and the fact
Yeah,
that the
I wish there
Japanese
was
releases
an
are
option
this.
to turn on like the like have the English translation, but have the
Yeah.
Japanese like gameplay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
No,
would be cool.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's whatever. It's
Yeah,
whatever.
they do that a lot where they have more like streamlined versions in Japanese. I know a lot of Zelda games, Majora's Mask is especially like a speedrunner's choice to use the Japanese version because
Yeah.
like it's a lot more seamless. Dialogue
Yeah.
is like a lot easier and a lot of things are just more smooth. Why
Yeah.
the fuck don't they give us that stuff?
I'm pretty
Like,
sure the Zero speedrunners run the Japanese
Do
version
they?
too.
Yep,
Yep.
that's
yeah,
accurate.
Yep.
That's
They do.
awesome.
Yeah.
It'd be
That's
nice
cool.
to just get a literal translated version untouched.
You can
Like,
you can
yeah.
get the you can like get a ROM and patch it.
Actually, that's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
I have Pokemon Green version here.
Right.
Oh,
in
wow.
Japanese,
Yeah.
that one of these days I will play on stream.
Yeah.
But I can't read a word of Japanese.
Yeah.
And I have a ROM patch for it.
yeah.
It hasn't worked so far, so I think I'm just gonna hack my way through it.
You're gonna be like, I'm gonna name you Pikachu. You released Pikachu. No.
Son of a bitch.
Bye, Pikachu.
That would
bye.
be awful.
That would be
You guys want to
terrible.
get into the news?
Ooh, yeah.
What's that?
Good
Dude,
news, everyone.
I love it. So the game that I'm probably the most excited about out of any other game over the last like few years, Ghost of Tsushima. They just dropped a new
Yes!
trailer, which I can't type.
Dude,
'cause
I've
I
honestly had
show.
my eye on this game for over a year now. And
Me
I'm
too.
Like, keep an
Yeah.
eye on Ghost of Tsushima. No one knew what it was. And I was like, well, because it keeps getting delayed. It was supposed to come out alongside Sekiro. And then it got hard pushed.
Well, I think the reason they hard pushed it is because they wanted to release it alongside the PlayStation 5.
That
So
makes perfect
And,
sense.
and
makes
also, so just like before we talk about the game, just a little conspiracy theory. Sony allegedly was supposed to announce the PlayStation 5 in February, but because of all the, COVID-19 stuff, they've delayed that announcement. And the Ghost of Tsushima trailer was supposed to drop with that announcement. But since Sony didn't go through with that, the people who make Ghost of Tsushima just kind of went ahead and released their trailer. And they also gave the release date, which is June 26th.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's coming
That's
out.
fucking
It's
awesome.
sooner than everyone expected. Like,
Yeah.
everyone was thinking end of the year probably, and they're like, "Yo, it's coming on the 26th."
They want a summer
homies.
hit.
Yeah, I'm so excited, and the trailer's amazing.
Yeah.
You
For
should
anyone
wa-
who
oh.
hasn't heard of this game, it's
Yeah, I
like a
haven't.
realistic Sekiro. And that's like
Yeah.
the most normal way to
What?
describe it. So Sekiro is pretty outlandish in that it uses like demons and a lot of like crazy like scenarios happening. to where
Yeah.
it's not like as realistic, although it is awesome.
Yeah, it's like
Ghost of
Japanese mythology fantasy. Yeah.
It's almost like a Zelda-y in a way, how you're just, it's almost
Yeah.
like Breath of the Wild in a way.
Sure.
Where you're like, it's true, real, open world. It's like very true to the samurai way and all that. Looks so much better than Nero, in my opinion, which I didn't
Neo?
really. Neo, yeah. I
I
didn't really.
freaking love Neo.
You love that game?
I love it.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, I have it in the notes for later on, but right now you can get that game for free. Nope, just I lied. Never mind. It's on sale. It's on sale on Steam
For $0?
for $14. So
Oh, that's free.
it's
That's a lot of money.
it's
man.
I was thinking of a
That's
different
half-
game.
that's
I
half
was
a
thinking of a
zero
different game.
man.
I was thinking of a different game. There's a different game that's for free on PlayStation we'll talk about in a little bit.
That's Fortnite.
It's not Fortnite. But that game's amazing. It's Samurai Dark Souls is what it is.
That's the
And I
best
love
way.
it. Like it's so good. But you're right. Ghost of Tsushima is way more realistic based.
Yeah.
It's actually based on the Mongol invasion of Japan, like an actual
Oh.
historic event that happened.
Yeah.
Which actually Neo is also loosely based on true events as well. All the characters in Neo
Tokugawa and
were
such.
like real people that existed.
Okay.
Which is very cool. I'm excited about the sequel, which actually comes out really soon. I think it comes out this month.
My only issue with that game is this is like the strangest complaint, but like, although it was a little more like out there, the combat was hyper like precise and realistic to the point where I couldn't even handle it.
Right.
It was like extraordinarily precise.
Yeah,
even
so-
more than Dark Souls, I thought.
See, I like the combat better than Dark Souls because so the same people who made the Ninja Gaiden games made Sekiro. So or not Sekiro, sorry, made Neo. So I think that Neo has a little more of a like a tighter combat system. But you're right, it's very difficult and it's like you do have to be very precise. But it's very Dark Souls-esque. That's why like
Very.
I've recommended it to Colin about 1,000,000 times.
What game? I'm just kidding.
God damn it. I was thinking about if you're interested, I was going to get it for you because it's on sale until tomorrow.
He loves free
The
things.
sale ends tomorrow,
I do
so
love free things.
I was thinking about getting it for you. But
Oh.
if you're not going to play it, I'm not going to
No,
get it for
he
you.
honestly isn't.
Yeah, so-
I
No,
can
that's
tell.
it's interesting. Like your discussion reminds me and intrigues me because I've been playing a lot of Legend of the Five Rings RPG. It's a tabletop RPG.
Okay.
Which
Is that based off of like Musashi's Book of Five Rings or?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. I read that.
yeah. It's.
I think I gave that to you.
I know.
Yeah.
one of my best friends from I've known him since kindergarten has been running the game. He's always wanted to run it, and honestly, it's not my jam. Like that's not a time period that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
His enjoyment of it makes me interested in it.
That's awesome.
So like
Yeah.
now I'm intrigued and I kind of want to play this game with him. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, that's
I
yeah.
might
Definitely.
have to get him in on stream. Play that.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this announcement because that game I've been looking forward to for over a year. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so pumped about it.
I gave
so.
up on it until you literally just said it right there, and I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
dude,
fuck
I've been
yeah.
watching it like a hawk, son. Dude, like this is the game I was. In fact, when they announced Sekiro, I was like, man, that looks like a shitty version of Ghost of Tsushima. Now,
That's
hi-
exactly what I thought. I got
That's-
confused
that's
with the
what I-
trailers. I was like, wait, I'm looking for Ghost of Tsushima and I'm watching
Yeah.
Sekiro for some reason.
Sekiro is great though. Like
Yeah.
I'm not shit talking Sekiro. I actually loved that game, but I did give up on it eventually because it just knocked my dick into the dirt.
I wish you would
over
have
and over
finished that.
again.
I actually really enjoyed
Oh
that.
my god.
What?
It was fun to
Sekiro?
watch, but
Yeah, my
also,
Sekiro
like,
playthrough. God, it was so hard. Oh my god,
It's
I'm not
so-
built
it
for
was
that
It's
shit.
apparently
Like-
one of the hardest games ever made.
It's so
This is the
fucking
theory.
hard.
One of the hardest games ever made.
This is the theory.
Yeah.
This is also coming from a generalized current gaming genre.
Sure,
Dude,
okay.
I'm telling you, I
Yeah.
come from the old school of gaming. I'm familiar with hard games. I'm not claiming to be like a. Yeah. I'm not
Hard-
claiming to be an excellent
Harder
gamer
than
by any
Contra
means,
3.
but I am saying that shit is fucking hard. Like it,
Yeah.
and for the most part, like most of the game, it's incredibly rewarding. Like it punishes you, but it's incredibly rewarding when you actually succeed. But that kind of tapers off. It's got diminishing returns as you progress, and towards the end of the game, it's just like
Get it over with.
over and over, just pounding you into the ground, and you're just like,
Ah.
God damn it, I can't do this anymore.
That sounds
That's how I felt anyway.
demoralizing.
It was, yeah, a little bit. But
You need to play Celeste for that very reason, because it's like the most satisfying success ever. You're like,
Yeah. It is satisfying when
Yeah.
you succeed in a difficult game like that. So that's our
Yeah.
first news story.
We like to talk.
So we're gonna talk
Damn,
about
it's
E3
almost
a
9
little
o'clock.
bit. It is almost 9 o'clock.
It's
Yeah.
almost 8 o'clock.
We're gonna talk about E3 a little bit. So E3 was seriously considering canceling E3 because of the
Are they
whole
still going
coronavirus.
to,
Well, they
or-
released a statement, and that's why I put an
Oh,
update in our
God.
notes. The ESA, which is the organization that runs E3, says that the show will actually continue in June as per usual. So
Okay.
at the moment, E3 is on. Now, that being said,
Who shows up is another story.
the creative directors of E3, which is a company called I Am 8-Bit, they resigned. They bailed out of E3. So
Interesting.
I'm kind of curious to see. We've been talking about how like the future of E3 is a little bleak, and
Yeah.
I'm wondering what's gonna happen here. Now
Yeah.
that like the people that were like the creative leads for the show are out of the picture now.
Mm,
So
that sucks.
yeah, what do you guys think about that?
My thought is like, although the event is on, like I think people are probably going to drop out.
It's
I don't know how
on.
long this
Yeah.
gimmick of a fucking fear mongering disease is going to go on though. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
with you.
one of the only people I know, and you guys probably all disagree, but like I think it's like a lot of fear mongering to the point
no,
where
I
like
completely
people
agree.
are okay, good.
I'm
To
with
the
you.
point where like people are like, okay, good, we all agree. Then never mind.
Yeah.
People are like freaking out about something that they have no like tangibility on.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
yeah,
we actually have facts on it now, though. Like the
Yeah,
facts are
but-
that it affects about the same. It's the same death rate as like the flu, basically. It made it a little higher for older people, basically.
so something that's
Right.
already existed for thousands of years that
Right.
like most people haven't died from yet.
right, and like the other thing is like swine flu, whatever, killed 10,000 people
Yeah, people forget that
in America.
I
In
dated
America,
I dated
it
a girl who got
affected-
it twice in one
affected-
year.
Yeah,
She
that's
got
a
it
shame.
twice.
affected
Yeah.
50,000.
She survived.
50
She
million.
survived.
Well,
If
yeah,
you
because
survived
like most
dating
people,
her.
because again,
I
it's
didn't get it,
10,000
yeah.
people in America and affected 50 million. So like
Yeah.
those odds of dying are just negligible.
Yeah.
Like I know that's a scary. Like 10,000 a lot of people, and I my heart goes
Yeah.
up to the people that died. But like
yeah,
to be worried that it'd be like, oh, I'm sure I'm gonna hit by lightning. Like that's
It's literally
that's
Yo,
what
like
you need to
bro,
worry
you're
about.
gonna
You know.
so like shark attack.
What's
is
up,
probably more
Caleb? How you doing,
likely.
bud?
Hey.
But yeah, even SARS had a 4% higher death rate, so it's like
Yeah.
no one even gave a shit about that. Like
Right.
Exactly.
they did to the same extent, but it feels like I don't know, like the propaganda like explodes. The media has got to be pushing it
Yeah.
because
I think.
Well,
so.
since we're
Yeah,
talking about it, this was another one of our notes here. It has been, regardless of whether or not it is a big fear mongering whatever, it has really been heavily impacting the gaming scene.
oh yeah,
And I can say this like secondhand directly from my brother who owns a gaming company,
yeah.
and they're having trouble, with their distributors in China. So in addition to that, multiple gaming events and like smaller conventions have been canceled because of it. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Pro Yunk in the chat. Good to see you, man. But also, I lost my train of thought. That was the next bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I mean, it hits us at the store level too. Like I have
Right.
a part-time job at a comic and game store. It's demolishing us right now, like, or at least others in our industry, because you can't get product.
right.
I mean, we've got
Yeah.
enough products stored up that we're fine for the year, but that's because my boss is a hoarder.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid some of that stuff actually end up on the shelf because Mike thinks it might be worth something one day.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But
That's
like,
awesome, though.
Yeah, I mean, most of the stores are like, "What do we do?"
Right.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
But yeah,
Like, the
even,
products directly come from these countries that are being quarantined.
They've
Yeah.
canceled esports events, or rather, they basically are performing to empty coliseums.
Yeah.
Nice.
Companies like Bungie have implemented a company-wide work from home policy, which I actually think is dope. I need that to happen at my company because I want to work from home. Yeah,
I don't get to
But-
work from home ever.
Dude, Pro Yunk works from home exclusively now. Pretty
dude,
incredible.
that is pretty awesome. I need to go
I'm a
lick
little
some
jealous.
doorknobs so that I can work from
Yeah,
home
that's
for
what
the
he
next
did
couple
actually. I
weeks.
think
Yeah.
Yeah,
You would think that there'd be auxiliary companies stateside that would just be able to refill. Like, how is this possible that everything is located in a quarantine country? I don't even understand.
Bro, you'd be surprised. It's
I mean, it
because of the
makes
cost
sense,
of
but,
labor,
like,
man.
I guess that's true. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that makes sense. But it's like, for just such an occasion, that's like Nintendo has like Nintendo of America, Nintendo of whatever, blah blah blah. A lot of companies do that to where it's localized, so it's not horrible, but
The
a lot aren't.
predictions-
Yeah.
The predictions that I'm seeing is if China doesn't get things situated and squared away, production will probably move to like Vietnam.
They've already done a lot of that. I know a lot of places have moved. Even Nintendo's moved production production of the Nintendo Switch and stuff to like auxiliary locations.
Yeah,
That's why the
so
Joy-Cons are
I mean,
drifting.
you're gonna see
That's why the
like,
Joy-Cons
like-
are drifting, dude. You can get your Joy-Cons fixed for free from Nintendo. You know
now
that,
you
right?
can, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already done it once, and I now have to send them in again, and I'm so happy.
Twice now you have to do
I
it.
brought this sweet Pro controller instead, and it's awesome for $30 that 4G said get.
Dude, there's
I did
better
say
ones.
get.
I'm gonna send you some links because there's
What
some
better ones? I just bought this.
Okay.
8-bit dough, right? Or
Yeah,
8-bit?
so
yeah,
this one's
cheaper
really
and just as
good. This one's really
Yeah.
good. This one's
That's
my
the one you
favorite. Is
showed me
the
that
8-bit
too.
dough. I love these, and
Yeah.
like these ones
Yeah.
are really good.
Oh,
They-
Rebel.
I just prefer
Fantastic.
like I love
Thank
the
you for
Super
the
Nintendo-
phone.
Rebel's yours, right?
I love the Super controller, but I
It's
prefer
yours.
just a little more grip for the at least playing a Switch game.
Yeah,
But for a
this
Super
one's
game, I
really
don't mind
dope.
it.
This is a super cheap controller and Zelda
Rebel,
theme.
oh my god,
very
it's
cool.
my friend, my lover. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Oh my god, hi, you're here. It's me, Lord Yeshua, your fiance.
My God,
What? Really?
some romance happening
I'm trying
live.
to claim her.
I film
from her.
weddings.
She's mine. I filmed weddings. Oh yeah.
Or I can just be your best man.
We used to do that. Remember they hated us? Remember that horrible bride that one time?
Yes.
In the moving restaurant when we were taking pictures?
I've done that.
He's like, yep, I remember that.
Wow.
It was fun for me because I wasn't the boss and I just got to drink at the open bars and like kind of pretend to be Colin's lackey. He was like the one getting scrutinized by all these assholes. And then, fun.
There you go. So the game that I was mentioning earlier that is free on PlayStation right now that I recommend if you have PlayStation Plus, go get it right the fuck now.
Okay,
Shadow of-
why?
Shadow of the
Colossus.
Colossus.
Yes,
Wait,
yes.
what's PlayStation Plus?
It's the online service for
It's
PlayStation.
free on PlayStation Plus.
It's free on PlayStation
Wait,
Plus
is it
Yeah.
permanent-
right
is it
now.
permanently downloaded?
It's
Permanently
permanently
downloaded?
downloaded, so
permanent.
As
it's
long as you
free
have the-
forever if you have a PlayStation Plus membership.
And you need PlayStation Plus to have most online things on PlayStation
Yeah.
nowadays, right? Because it used to be free online, but now they kind of require like a $60 a year thing. But they at least, like, you know how Nintendo gives you like NES store and whatnot, they at least give you some,
Yeah.
reciprocals for doing that. I'm gonna go download that like tonight.
Dude,
That's
do it. It's
great
literally it's one of the
game.
best games ever made. Period.
I agree. Top
Like,
100.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that game is so good.
I need
It's
to
so
play
good.
that.
I did a
It's
playthrough
time.
on stream when I worked for Husky.
Oh,
yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, even
I
my
should do
buddy-
another one for my channel because I've never played it on my
Yeah.
channel. Yeah.
Apparently,
should.
this
That's good.
it's like the HD overhaul version too.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
It's so
oh.
gorgeous, especially like if you have a 4K capable like a PlayStation Pro, play it on a 4K TV. God damn it, it's so good. It's amazing. That game's
it's really an incredible
damn
game.
near perfect.
Yeah.
So go
It's
get
hard
that.
It's hard to explain what kind of game it is, but it's truly incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. More companies are pulling out of GeForce Now, including 2K Games, Blizzard, Bethesda. That being said, Tim Sweeney from Epic is fully supportive of the platform. He actually went on record saying that it's the most developer and publisher friendly streaming. I'm having a stroke.
Smell that toast.
The most developer and publisher friendly streaming service available right now. And I would follow that up by saying it's the most user friendly streaming service as well. Just because like these other streaming services, you have to purchase your game a second time, right? Like
Garbage.
with GeForce Now, you can purchase your game and play it anywhere, which you should just be able to do.
Godly.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's so
we'll see how
cool.
that all pans out, you know, because that service is having a rough time right now because of all the companies pulling out. But you know, maybe there will be some kind of resurgence.
Cool.
But yeah, I just think I'm keeping my eye on all these streaming services because I think it's just interesting. I do think that's the future of gaming, unfortunately.
No, it is, yeah.
But you know, it's in its infancy right now, and we'll see
Yeah.
what services actually make it. You know,
I can definitely see like it's like a Netflix where you can log in on anything and
Yeah.
it's a library of games that you've already downloaded and you're like, sweet, I'm gonna just play Destiny on my fucking iPad now. Like
Right,
anything
exactly.
that you can log in on it. And that's absolutely the future. Like as long as you still buy the game or like have one copy of the game, then yeah, you should be able to just play it on any platform. Yeah, everything is gonna become one eventually.
I agree.
The
I agree.
one, the Hive Mind console.
Yeah. And then the final bit of news that we have for this week is that Destiny 2 is completely getting rid of loot boxes.
Dun,
Purchasable loot boxes. Let's say that.
Say hello to your money.
So basically their policy on that is they want anything that you're buying in game, they want you to know what you're buying, right? So like
Respect.
you're going to buy specific cosmetic items, you know what you're getting, rather than, you know, buying something randomized, which has been kind of like the standard practice for most games for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Those loot boxes will still exist, but they're just earnable in game, right?
Yeah.
You're not paying for them. So I think that's actually a step in the right direction for
Completely agree.
microtransactions, and other companies should follow suit.
Yeah.
It's almost like back in the day when you just unlocked something and got it.
No kidding, bro. Dude, that's
Remember
the
those
most
days?
like that's the reason I didn't buy the most recent Street Fighter game, is because my favorite thing to do in the old Street Fighter games, I think the last one that really had this system in place was Street Fighter 4. Yeah. The one that was on 360, like that
360,
generation.
yeah.
Yeah. And I unlocked every character, and some of those characters were hard as fuck to
Yeah.
unlock. Like you had to like perfect the story mode for certain ones, and like, oh my god, it was so hard. It was so hard.
That's how like Melee was too. Like
Right.
very specific
Yeah.
quests.
Yeah, yeah.
Like yeah.
But now you just buy them, and that's
You
not
just buy
fun.
'em. It's
Like
like,
that's not
get the
fucking fun to
DLC,
buy
like,
characters. Like
Season
I want to unlock
Pass.
them,
Yeah.
dude.
I completely agree with that. Yeah.
Was it
Just
Super
the whole.
Smash Brothers?
Sorry, go ahead.
Was it Smash 4 that you could just jump off the cliff repeatedly and unlock all the characters?
Yeah. And there was actually like a
What?
technique where you
That's
could just like,
hilarious.
you could just have your controller like set a certain way and just like press the A button repeatedly, and you could like change the channel, watch TV, and if you were doing this certain thing, like you would just start unlocking characters organically.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's just
Wow.
do-
I thought you had
Yeah.
to. I thought when the challenger approaches, you had to beat them in order to
Well-
unlock it.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Maybe
Yeah, you have to do that, but like,
I think it only happens when you like back out of the whole thing though. Like you would leave
Yeah.
and then you'd be like, "Meow, meow," so you would like be like, okay, time to stop, back
Right.
out, and then fight them.
Oh, okay,
Like,
that
you'd
makes
be,
sense.
like,
Yeah.
fight like 2,000 matches to like unlock Sonic. So you
Right.
literally there, let them kill you over and over and over and over again.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It's but like you're saying, like unlocking things and be like, yo, check it out, I got Mewtwo. Like, remember how fucking hard he is to get? Like,
Well, but you have to fight him, you know? It's like,
you
oh,
gotta
challenge
fight
are
'em. It's
approaching.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
true challenge. Like, and like with Street Fighter, like all these amazing old school characters, but now it's like you can buy Cloud. We know he's a really legendary, awesome character, but just buy him for $5. Like,
Yeah,
that's not
I ain't
special at
into
all.
that.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
definitely does take away from the feeling of the game.
It
Like,
cheapens it a lot.
it really does. I hate it. That's one of the things about modern gaming that just kills me, dude.
Completely
It's like a
agree,
piece
yeah.
of my childhood dies every time I buy a character in a game. God
Oh, yeah.
damn.
yep.
Hurts.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
All right. So the
And
featured
on that
game
terrible disappointment.
currently, guys, is Swords of Ditto. We talked about this. So I would love, I don't know what you guys' schedules look like over the next couple weeks, but I think it'd be really cool if we could do a stream.
Yes. I have every
Together.
night off this week.
That's beautiful.
Not every day, but every night.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty godly. I'm
Yeah,
very
maybe we can play sometime this week.
yes, I'm super down.
Yeah, it depends. Probably not Tuesday for me, because
Okay.
the new season of Destiny is dropping. It depends on
Oh,
what kind of
makes
content's
sense.
there. But Wednesday, definite possibility.
Yes.
So if you're open,
I'm down.
yeah, maybe we could do that. That'd be really fun.
Sounds fun.
I'll try
So
and watch from work.
yeah, so that's our featured
Nice.
game currently. We're going away from the game of the week model, so that we can actually spend more time on a video game.
Right.
Because sometimes
Yeah.
there's been plenty of weeks where none of us even played the game of the week.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
just didn't have the time.
And
So
then we have to be like, who actually has played this? And then it's
Yeah.
like one person talking about the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to be able to actually focus on the game. So it's not going to be it's going to be kind of nebulous, right? Like
Ooh.
it's not necessarily going to be if we can all get to the game in a week, we'll do that week and we'll move on to another game. If it takes us the whole month to get through a game or to be able to spend time, it'll be the game of the month, right? So we're going away from like game of the month, game of the week and going to like our featured game, and it will be the featured game until we're ready to move on. So
Voting for
that's
Celeste
good.
next month.
yeah, voting for Celeste. Interesting.
month.
Interesting.
I want you all to play it pretty bad,
What's
honestly.
that?
I've never heard of that game. That sounds like a silly game.
I mean, from a community standpoint too, like the featured game model gives us more time to play it too.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
So like RPD and I can
Yeah.
jam a little bit, and Chamali.
Right. That was another thing that we had spoken. Actually, Chamali, like I spoke to him extensively about that. So I think that's a way to move forward with that. So, but yeah, that about dude. I am
You're right.
having
Yeah.
a real hard time. I've had like 3 strokes during the course of this podcast.
Oh no.
Can't
That's a
talk.
record.
That wraps it up for this
I
week,
broke my
you
record.
guys. I'm Paul. This is my channel where you're watching the show tonight. I stream on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and then you can also find me on Twitter at Ryugami Sama.
Yeah. Tweet it up.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. I'll go now. I'm Lord Yeshua or Josh. Actually streaming immediately after this. My schedule is pretty
Let's raid.
Oh yeah, rate that guy. My schedule is pretty up in the air. Honestly, it's kind of in flux just because of my new job. But I usually stream as many nights as I can, and then mornings with 4Gs, we play Hat in Time occasionally, or just some co-op stuff. Usually, if I'm streaming in the morning, it's a co-op game. Yeah, but yeah, retro streamer, blah blah blah. All right, who's up?
Me.
Yeah.
Let me look at my stuff. Okay.
Let me read the script. Hi, I am Colin.
I am Colin. What is this?
Spelled your name wrong.
Damn it. I stream on twitch.tv/4Gs. And you can find me at 4Gs Gaming on Twitter. I stream a variety of games. Merc Tools here.
Oh, he just got here because of daylight savings time. He forgot to change his clocks. What an idiot!
I only got 4 hours of sleep because of that. Oops.
Yeah, it messed me up today too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he was running his Ethernet cable. Thank
Oh.
God. Thank God. We can.
What does
Zach's
that mean?
turn. Oh wait. Zach's turn.
No, Zach has stuff. Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, he's got stuff. That's what I'm saying.
I'm Zach. I stream on Twitch at the Another Letdown channel on Thursday nights and some Monday nights, depending on my buddy Alex's schedule for playing Gears of War. Thursday nights, I stream kind of just whatever I want, but right now it's Hollow Knight. I'm also going to be
Yes.
starting a miniatures painting stream.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Very good
My
at.
God.
Little art. I like
Oh,
that. That's pretty. I
Yeah.
never seen anyone stream that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. I'm actually going to start with the Gears of War minis because and Alex is
Ooh.
going to help me. We're going to do a special episode of Gear Up to get that
That's
that
awesome.
kicked off. And I'm not sure when that'll be, but it'll be very soon. I also stream for Handelabra Games on Sunday nights. Right before this-
Candelabra. That's a great name.
Isn't that a great name?
Yeah.
I do Sentinels of the Multiverse for them. And you can also catch me right here on this channel playing Destiny with Paul every now and again. Because
Perfect.
despite what we were talking about at the beginning of the show, or before we went live, I do still really enjoy that game.
That's
Yeah.
a fun
I'm a
game,
little
man.
burnt out on it.
How is
Uh,
Sentinels doing right now? I remember we play tested that before it launched. Remember that, Colin?
We did? I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
we hung out with Adam, and I don't remember his name, the long-haired guy.
Chris.
Chris. Yeah, sorry. I
Christopher.
just haven't seen him since.
Call
and
him
he was like,
Chris.
let's play
He
this
likes
new
it.
game we just made.
No,
and
he
we
doesn't.
saw the
I
warehouse.
call
and-
him Chris like naturally.
We
and,
grew
like,
up calling him Chris. He can take it.
And he's like, don't call me that. My new name is Christopher.
Christoph.
Christoph, yes.
Yeah.
He's a good
No,
guy.
but it was super cool. That was like the very first, like maybe they had just barely launched Sentinels. It was really awesome.
Yeah, it's
So
doing
they
good.
finished the card game, and it's all up to date on digital now too. And they are releasing an RPG, like a tabletop RPG,
Oh, wow.
this year, as well as a video game, which
That's
we should all play. Oh my god, we should all
sick.
play that together.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
excited about
let's
that.
stream
I'm excited about
Sentinels.
that.
Yes, I'm so down.
Yeah.
That would be super dope.
They'll pay
Um,
us, right?
hey,
Just kidding.
so
I mean, I get paid.
Whoa.
if you're
That's
like
awesome.
Merc Tool and show up an hour late for the podcast, you can check us
Shame.
out on the YouTube channel. I posted it in chat. Follow us there, and you can watch past episodes on there. I try and post them as soon as I can after the podcast is actually done. Sometimes I'm pretty slow about that though, so I apologize. You might see it on Tuesday, but I'll get it up as soon as possible. In fact, I'll try and get it done tonight.
I'm starting an Instagram, so check out This Is Difficult. The wording will be just like that. I don't know if uppercase matters really, like for searching on Instagram. I'm gonna try and make it a recognizable title though for everyone. So stay tuned this week. We'll have an Instagram up and follow all of our updates and funny clips and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely. And if you want to contribute to that, we'd be more than ecstatic if you were able to send clips to Josh to put up there. That'd be really awesome.
Join Paul's Discord. And I'll be, or just anyone's, whatever, any one of us, and send any clips you guys care about, even if it's just like gaming.
Yeah.
But especially clips of the show, if you have any of those that you want to show, because we don't ever clip because we're live. So
right,
we'll totally post your stuff if you want that.
We would greatly appreciate that. Yes. That'd help us out. Josh, are you live? Can we raid you?
I am live. I set it up in the last 10 minutes.
Okay, awesome. We're gonna raid you.
I'm famous.
So stand by.
10 people, I haven't even done anything yet. You guys are honoring me.
Stand by, guys, and we'll switch over to his channel. All right, boom. We're going in 10 seconds here.
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. This was awesome. Have an awesome night. Thanks again to Zach. 3, 2, 1. We're rating now. Goodbye.
Don't leave also. All right.
Cool.
Hey, this guy's not even live. What a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he's just on his